What's up, everybody? So this is my review of the new Jason Statham movie, A Working Man, directed by David Ayers. So this is a nice reunion between the two of them. They previously worked together on The Beekeeper, which I really enjoyed. Had just the right level of craziness and insanity that you want in your standard popcorn action flick. And so when I saw that this movie was coming out, I look forward to kind of having the pretty much the same vibe as Beekeeper. And I was, to be honest, a little disappointed. Like when I think of Jason Statham, I think of, the Transporter series, the Crank series, and that typical kind of ridiculous, over the top type of action movies where he delivers these really cool lines in that classic Jason Statham voice and accent. That unfortunately I can't do a Jason Statham impression, or maybe it is fortunate, so you don't have to suffer through it. But I was expecting something along those lines, like something that in a way kind of reminds me of like those cheesy 90s action movies that we saw so much of, that I definitely saw a lot of. But I feel like this particular movie kind of suffers a little bit from being ridiculous but not ridiculous enough, and being serious but not being serious enough, if that makes sense. Either way, before I go into that a little bit, let me just backtrack. The premise of the movie is basically Jason Statham is a construction man who used to be a special forces commando in Britain. And he's working on a construction site in Chicago. He's fighting for custody of his daughter, who is the guardian of whom right now is her grandfather. And at some point, the 19-year-old daughter of his boss is kidnapped, and then he is basically tasked to find her. So there's a little bit of Taken, a little bit of Homefront, which is another Jason Statham movie. And you think, and I mean, it's the type of movie you know exactly how the story is going to unfold. I mean, it's basically Taken plus construction worker plus Jason Statham isms. But like I was saying before, it's kind of, it looks like at certain moments, especially in the build up to the fight scenes and the action sequences, you can see that it's going towards the ridiculous, but the fun. And it does go there. But then in between those moments, I feel like it's trying to be Die Hard. It's trying to be emotional, it's trying to be serious, trying to be grounded and realistic. And that just, just those two diametrically opposed tones just don't work together. At least, David Ayers is trying. He's a great director. He's the guy that gave us Fury with Brad Pitt and John Bernthal and Shia LaBeouf and all those guys. But I feel like he's trying to like meld these two completely opposed feelings that a movie can generate. So there's like a disconnect. It's like, imagine a band with two guitar players and both guitar players are trying to be the lead guitar player. There's not much that complements each other. You can be ridiculous if most of the time you are serious, and you can be serious if sometimes you're ridiculous. And I feel like there's too much of a 50-50 part in it, and it just kind of, there's like some discord happening, but the fun parts are really fun, so you do get those payoffs. It's just that it doesn't fit right with some of these serious scenes and emotions that they're trying to elicit in a large number of these scenes. I mean, at the end of the day, you're still going to enjoy yourself. I would just imagine, manage your expectations. Like, I know when you see the poster, it's like, oh, the same guys that gave us The Beekeeper, I love The Beekeeper, I'm going to expect the same kind of thing. But you only get the same kind of thing to a point, So if you're going to think that it's going to be exactly like the Beekeeper, just with basically different furniture, then you're going to be let down a little bit. If you're just going in there to just kind of be like, no expectations, just have a good time, eat your popcorn, drink your soda, and then, go home, then it's going to be, you're going to enjoy it. Anyways, what about you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash that like button, give me a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.